here in Abbotsford. You'll see the big screen on your
Welcome fans to the 2012 UCI BMX Supercross Finals live from Abbotsford, Canada. Today we're going to have the Superfinal time trials shown to you live here, and these will be not only important for tomorrow's selection and rankings of the motos, but as well as the overall title chases. Right now in the women's class, it's going to be Caroline Buchanan who has a lead, and in the men's class, it's going to be Connor Fields. As you can see, it's a beautiful day here, sunshine, slight breeze, a perfect temperature for race action, and it's been this way all week for the riders. It's definitely a welcome sight to see that sun out when you get to an outdoor BMX track, as well as the wind cooperating with the riders to make it easily around the track. That slight breeze, as you can see on the banners, will have no effect on these riders, and as we will get to you, you'll get to see this track firsthand. Down the first straightaway, it's that big triple step jump into the first turn where the red arrow is going to be the men, the yellow is going to be the women, and this second straightaway is pretty trick and technical, and it's given riders some fits so far today, as well as this third straightaway. A lot of deep, steep, technical jumps and rhythm section that's going to challenge these riders as they come around that last turn. Their legs are going to be burning. All they want to do is get to that line, have the fastest time, and win today's Superfinal time trial. As we'll see right now, this is going to be a run from earlier today by number 95, Elite Men, Barry Nobles. He's going to show you what it's like from the point of view of a GoPro as he gets around this track here in Abbotsford, Canada. As the gate goes down, you can see that steep hill over that big first jump that the women and the men both have to do in that big triple jump into the first turn. Coming around, it's going to be a little bit more tight of a track, a little bit steeper. That jump right there is one of the biggest, steepest jumps on the track. Coming into that second turn, this is where you got to set up for this ultimate rhythm section down the third straightaway. You can see Barry gets through it pretty smooth, gets over it, jumps into that last turn. Right now, all he's doing is focusing on these last few obstacles, getting around the track a pretty quick time, doing a little bit of style for the fans, coming across the line, and he wants to get into that Zamboni, which is going to be today's hot seat, reminiscent of the great tradition of hockey up here in Canada. So as you can see right now, the crowd's a little bit low on hand Friday afternoon here in Canada, but hopefully we have a big crowd as always on BMX Live TV viewing in on the race action. As we said, we're going to have the Superfinal time trials for the men and the women. Kick things off with the women, where the 8 fastest girls from today will go for that overall. As you can see right there, Caroline Buchanan has a commanding lead because Elise Post is injured and she's not here. Magali Poitier actually crashed yesterday and broke her hand. She did ride down in the time trial just to try to qualify, which she did. And Letitia Lecourgille, Amanda Geving, Ariel Martin, all not in attendance. So Brooke Crane, who sits in that 7th place spot right now, has a chance to move herself up into the 3rd or 4th place, depending on the way she finishes up with the race action today. The overall Supercross finale here is cumulative of a great season, and riders that have had an incredible season are Connor Fields, Sam Willoughby, and David Herman. As all 3 of those riders are here, they're all going to battle it out. Connor has a slight lead over Sam Willoughby, just 69 points, but anything can happen with a 50-point gain from the win in today's time trial, and then 200 possible points from the race on tomorrow afternoon. So anything could happen with that little bit of a difference. So it's all going to be in the hands of Connor Field and Sam Willoughby. David Herman's going to really need something special to happen because unfortunately he did not make it into the Superfinal today. So I think that because of that he doesn't no longer have a mathematical chance of passing either of those riders and he actually has a spot of Tori Nahog being able to leapfrog him if he's able to win today's time trial and the event on tomorrow afternoon. So as we get ready to talk about the incredible race action that we've had so far, we did go through the time trials in the women's class. There was 17 women that were signed up. It's a slightly smaller field than normal, but the women that are here are incredible. And as we said, the top 8 are the ones that will be going to today's super final time trial. And there is your start list for the women. Brooke Crane will be first, Kirsten Deller, Abby Taylor, Laurel Reynolds, Meryl Van Betham, Laura Smulders, Felicia Stansel, and Caroline Buchanan. Interesting note, Felicia Stansel, who won the Junior Women's World Championship so far earlier this year, she won the time trial and the event. This is her first race as eligible. She actually did compete in Chula Vista earlier this year, but she crashed in the semifinals, so she wasn't in the main. But just 2 weekends ago, she raced the USA BMX National in Louisville, Kentucky, and she was the winner all 3 days. So it's going to be incredibly interesting to see how things turn out. But right now, as we get ready, that's going to be Brooke Crane from the United States of America, who represented the USA in the Olympic Games in London. As she's loaded in the gate, as we said, she had the 8th fastest time in the time trial. We'll get ready to see if she can better that time and see what that'll put her in as she gets ready to attack the track here in Abbotsford. And the gate's down there. She goes over that first pretty big jump right there as she'll come in. A lot of these girls have actually jumped this triple jump. I don't know if we'll see many of them do it today into the super final, but you never know when it comes down to the end, because that's going to be the difference and decisive break for tomorrow's gate pick selection, as well as those points if anyone wants to have a chance to move up in the standings. Right now, Brooke Crane has a pretty smooth run going. She looks pretty good. She feels confident. Spoke with her earlier, and she says she's really happy to have had that little break since the Olympics. Heal up 100%, get a lot of time in training. She comes across the line, 35.5 is her time, and we'll see where that stands up, as we do have 7 of the other ladies getting ready. And next up will be Kirsten Deller from Australia, one of the young developmental riders that's come over with the Australian team this weekend. And we'll see if she's able to put that time of Brooke Crane's down the scheduling, or if Brooke will sit up there and see how things go. As the gate goes down, we can see the reaction time is actually a little bit better than Brooke's, but we'll see how she gets around the rest of the track as she gets over that first big triple step jump. Yesterday, that is where Magali Poitier actually crashed. She was unable to jump the entire jump, went a little bit too fast, and she crashed on that backside, and unfortunately that's where she ended her quest to knock off Caroline Buchanan for the title, broke her hand. She was able to compete today and just roll down the hill with a limited number of girls. She qualifies for tomorrow's race, and that's all in strategic action for her to move up in the overall standings. Speaking of moving up in the standings, Kirsten Deller is not going to do so. She's not going to better the time of Brooke Crane from the USA, and Brooke right now will lead as she took her Haro blackout bike to the fastest spot with just those first 2 girls, as you see her right there in the hot seat on that beautiful Zamboni that they love so much here in Canada. Next up is going to be Abby Taylor from Great Britain. One of the surprises and incredibly advanced riders for this year coming out of Great Britain. She's turned a lot of heads at some of these races, and right now we'll see how she can do as she's out on the Abbotsford track. That green helmet pops up. That means at that point, this rider has the fastest time of the lap. But the only place you really want to see that green helmet pop up is coming out of the last turn. As you can see right there, she lost a little time on that second straightaway. Currently, she sits second overall, and she was leading until that second time spot. She comes around that third time spot. She still sits second overall, and it doesn't look like she's going to be able to make up that time. Let's see as she gets to the line. No, she's going to keep it in that second place spot just behind Brooke Crane. So Abby Taylor from Great Britain, a great ride for this youngster as she comes in that second place. But Brooke Crane for Haro Bicycles out of the United States of America, rocking the incredible Troy Lee gear. She's going to sit in that hot spot right now, and she's going to grab herself a drink of water as she sits back, and she's sweating it out because we still have 5 of the fastest girls in the world, including this one right here from Australia, Lauren Reynolds. Lauren also was at the Olympic Games, didn't have the result that she was looking for, but you know what, she's positive, still has that smile, and we'll see what she can do today on the Abbotsford track in the super final. As she goes down, she does have the fastest time at the bottom of the ramp, so she'll come into that first turn. She has the fastest time right there, so we'll see what she's able to do. At the first turn, Brooke Crane was actually the slowest, so Brooke has a fast second half of the track, and we'll see how things turn out. Right there, as you can see, the times has dissipated slightly, but Lauren still holds that top speed as she gets through this third straightaway. Very technical. She looks pretty smooth through it. Let's see, green helmet pops up, so that means she still has a slight lead. Will she be able to beat the time of Brooke Crane as she gets to that finish line? Yes, she will, just by 0.4 of a second, but that's just enough to move Lauren Reynolds into that top spot and knock Brooke Crane out of the hot seat. Next up, we'll have the 4 fastest races from earlier today, as well as throughout most of the year, and it's going to be led by 2 of the Dutch superstars. Up next, it's going to be Merel van Bentham from the Netherlands, who's actually been here for quite some time, get a little bit of time on the track. So it'll be interesting to see if that makes a huge difference for her as she gets loaded up and ready for today's super final time trial live from Abbotsford. Just waiting for the gate call, and here she goes with her hot lap, and we'll see how she can do. 5th fastest reaction time, 5th fastest speed at the bottom of the ramp. So let's see if she's able to make it up. A little bit of a slowed up right there. She didn't scrub that jump, carried a little too speed, had to over jump it, but right now she looks pretty smooth as she gets into that second turn fast. And let's see what her time is. She's gonna have the 3rd fastest time right now, so let's see if she's able to make it up on that second half of the track, because she's known as a technical rider. And right there, it looks like she had a perfect lap through the perfect run through that 3rd straightaway. We'll see if she's able to put the power down and move up, because she did get into that 2nd fastest spot, and right there she does. She takes the overall spot from Lauren Reynolds. So remember that Merrill has a fast second half of the track, and that's where you need to make it up. A lot of these riders don't necessarily always win from the entire lap, but it's all about what place you're in at the finish line. Next up, it's going to be our bronze medalist from the elite women from the Netherlands. It's going to be Laura Smolders as she's loaded into the gate. Gained a lot of confidence after the Olympic Games where she placed 3rd. She said she was just excited to make that final, but when it was over, she still couldn't believe that she finished across the line in 3rd. Had to look up at the scoreboard, and then she just couldn't believe how excited she was, and her life's changed ever since. But right now, it's all about this track in Abbotsford, and she wants to see if she can change things and have a good result. And right there, she's going to have the fastest time coming out of the 1st turn. So let's see if she's able to carry that momentum. Right there, she looks like she lost a little bit of speed, came up just a little bit short, and as she does come out of that 2nd turn, that moved her back into the 2nd place overall, but we'll see if she's able to carry that speed and momentum through here. A little bit of a bobble in the beginning of the 3rd straightaway. She's able to cover up from it, and you see that green helmet. That's going to put her in the lead, but is she able to carry that speed all the way to the line? Yes, it does. That's going to put Laura Smolders into the hot seat, knocking Meryl Van Bentham out, and with just 2 other riders to go, it has a good chance of putting her up there for the overall for today's super final time trial. It's one Dutch teammate to the other, shaking hands with those Troy Lee gloves on, saying good job, as she's going to get up, and they're all going to watch as Felicia Stansel from the United States of America, doing it for GT Bicycles, is going to be up. This girl is a young phenom. She's going to be the future of girls racing. Everyone said that. You watch her ride. She's a big girl for just 16-year-old, and a lot of girls say the biggest confidence you can get when you're riding the girls class is that you ride like a guy, and Felicia loves it. She does an incredible job. She just said she raced up, and there you go. There she goes. She busts that triple going in the 1st jump, gets it pretty smooth. She was consistently doing it in practice. I didn't know if anyone was going to do it in today's time trial, but Felicia said she's going to let it all hang out because she really wants to have it. As you can see right there, that's going to give her a huge time advantage. So if she's able to keep it calm and cool through the rest of these next 2 straightaways, it could be incredible. As she comes out of that last turn, the green helmet pops up. She has a little bit of a lead, and then she's going to carry all that speed and momentum to the line. That's going to put her into the top spot by over half a second. So that's an incredible young run from the young Felicia Stansel, just 16 years old, from Chicago, Illinois in the United States of America, knocking out Laura Smolders from the hot seat. But right now it's all about this last girl that's on the gate. It's going to be Caroline Buchanan. She's going to try to see if she can win, which she has done at most of the races so far this year in the time trial. Caroline Buchanan from Australia, the time trial world champion from Birmingham, England earlier this season, now wants to see if she can be the champion of the day and carry the momentum of it into tomorrow's finale of racing. As the gate drops, Caroline's known for incredible power, and she definitely has a lot of speed going into the 2nd half. But as you see right there, she jumps that jump. She comes up ever so short, but she still has the fastest time. So let's see. Like I said, she has a really incredibly fast 2nd half of the race, and she's right now pretty smooth through the track. Let's see. She lost a little speed right there, put her back in the 2nd place, but like I said, that carry, that big speed right there, as you see, she made gains right there. That time is definitely not right. There's no way she's 11 seconds under the time, so we'll see how things tally up as she comes across the finish line. There she is across the line, and right at this second, we don't have a time. So we'll have to see what there is, of course, a backup on the timing system, so we'll see how things come out. But right now, it's going to look like it's going to be Caroline Buchanan does have the fastest time with 33.66, and that's a pretty fast time. She's the only girl in the 33s, where Felicia Stansel was 34.07. So that's an incredible run right there for Caroline Buchanan. She keeps that tradition going, winning the super final, and there you go. There you have it. So that's going to be your top woman of the day, Caroline Buchanan from Australia, with the fastest line in that super final for the elite women. we'll get ready here with the top 16 of the elite men as they get ready to climb up the gate to go for it for today's race action. And it's going to be pretty interesting, as we said, as we'll see the overall result from today. It's going to be Caroline Buchanan in first, Felicia Stansel from the USA in second, and Laura Smulders from the Netherlands in third. That's a consistent spot for her as she finished the Olympic Games in third, and she likes that. She said that's what her goal is this weekend, to be consistent, hopefully to get a top 3. She wants to be realistic, but she said at the same point she knows she's good, and she's just building on it. She's one of those young riders, and right now, as you see today, the elder statesman in this class of results. That's going to be Caroline Buchanan, who takes another win in the superfinal time trial for the elite women. So in the elite men's class, it's going to be pretty interesting to see how things pan out. Like I said, there's 50 points maximum awarded for today's victory. So anything could happen, because if you were to get, I believe it's the top 8 that get points overall in the superfinal. So if either of those top riders in that top spot who are battling out ever so close in points, which is going to be Connor Fields and Sam Willoughby, have a slide out, have a crash, anything, case of jump, and don't continue the run, it's going to give them an advantage, and it's all going to come down to the race action. So right now, we'll see how that mentally works out. Connor Fields was the second person to go in today's time trial. He went for it. Looked like he had a really smooth lap. Cruised across the finish line. He finished up second. Sam Willoughby, with his traditional style of giving it all he's got for the entire race, went out and just bested Connor ever so slightly. But now it's all on the line as the superfinal time trials are up for grabs, and today's win, as well as, like you said, those points that will move the riders on.
Caroline coming all the way from Canberra.
So as we get ready for the top 16 men, we're going to start things out with a few. You'll see a few younger names and a few new riders that have popped in to the schedule. And this is one of those rare conditions for a race where we're at a World Cup level, but some of the top riders that were in the Olympic Games, some of the top riders from the season series, they decided to sit this one out. They needed a break after a lot of hard-charging race action all year long trying to get into those Olympics. So this is an event where you'll see some of these young riders that'll come out maybe of nowhere, but this could be that one race that they need in their resume to strike up the consistency that's needed to be on the UCI BMX Supercross World Tour. And next year it's going to be another incredible year with 5 events planned all across America, all across the globe, excuse me. And it's going to be interesting to see. We're going to kick things off in London, and then we're going to move out to Argentina. Third stop's going to be in the Netherlands. Fourth stop
Caroline
will be right
Buchanan.
back here,
Caroline Buchanan, it's the last race in the World Cup for 2012. Does that make it 6 time trial wins in a row?
Yeah, it does. It's pretty overwhelming. Like, I definitely put myself under pressure. I thought I can't get five consistent races in a row and drop the last time trial for the year. So definitely put myself under pressure, but made it, and it's pretty amazing.
2012 has been a really big year. There's been a lot of racing, not only on the UCI World Cup scene, but also on the domestic scene. It's been a seriously long year. You must be tired now.
I am tired, but I had a nice little break after Olympics. I need a little bit of downtime just to freshen up and get back in a good mindset for this race. And so far working, and my goal is to wrap up the title. So this time trial win here today will definitely give me an even better lead for the overall.
Let's just talk about World Championships. I mean, that was obviously a big win in the time trial. You knew you had to boast a sub-34 second here today, and you did just that. You looked super smooth, no major worries out there. Second straight, looks like it might be a bit of a trouble.
Yeah, I made a few little mistakes, but something I've learned is just to keep my cool, and the race is over to the finish line, and so that's definitely important in time trial, and I managed to do that. So yeah, this year with the world title win and then Olympics and then winning every time trial at the World Cups, it's totally exceeded my expectations.
All right, there you have it. Caroline Buchanan, the time trial champion here in Abbotsford. 6 time trial wins in a row. She's also the world champion, the time trial, and also won it at the Olympic Games. You don't get better than that. She wears that jersey with pride. Let's give it up for Caroline Buchanan, Australia.
And there you have it, straight from Caroline Buchanan, winner of today's Elite Women superfinal time trials. Now it's going to be all about the men. As you see the start, the top 16 will be going in the elite men. As you see, like we said, there's some new names. Yoshitiko Nagasako from Japan. Ronaldo Reneze, he's one of those top young guns. And there you go, there's some of the big hitters. Brian Kirkham, Anthony Dean, Bodie Turner, Corbin Chiraw, Tori Nyhog, Connor Fields, and Sam Willoughby, your current world champion in the elite men's class. Today, they're all going to try to battle it out for the victory in this super final time trial as we get Yoshitaka Nagasako from Japan loaded in the gate to see how he can do things here in this first super final showing at all season here in Abbotsford, Canada, British Columbia. Yoshitaku told me earlier before one of his favorite riders is Goose, and I wasn't quite sure what he was talking about, but he said ask Kalen Young, because Kalen Young knows Goose very well. So we'll get a hold of Kalen, get some more information, and hopefully report back to you tomorrow, let you know who this elusive Goose character is. But as we get ready for Yoshi, as he's getting lined up in the gate, he's going to be ready, get there to see how things can turn out for this super final time trial, the last one of the 2012 UCI BMX Supercross series. And as we said, the first one for Yoshi, doing it for his friend Goose. As the gate goes down, Yoshi's going to have the fastest time. Incredible, huh? For the first guy, the fastest time. But he's going to get a good jump over that first triple going into the turn. As we said, that green helmet pops up when the rider has the fastest lap going. And right there, that's going to be a big decider for these men as they get through that second straightaway. That big, peaky jump into that second turn. Looks pretty easy now. Put 7 other guys next to it, and this tight little track's going to turn into mayhem as riders go out there looking for a battle. Yoshi's going to come down at last straightaway. A pretty incredible fast run for Yoshi as he comes across the line. 31.9. That's going to put him in the hot seat for now. Young 993 from Japan is going to have to sit back and see if Rezende from Brazil, who's been one of those incredible riders all year, if he's able to overcome that time and move himself in. But we have 15 other riders that all want to do the same, and the way these riders are lined up is the way they are in overall UCI ranking. So it actually should be the faster rider goes last, and that's what we'll see if it's able to happen today, or if anyone's to break through with some new times. So right there, that was an incredible run by Renato. Pretty fast through that first turn, has that green helmet. He has the fastest time right now going in that second turn, and a pretty stylish run to boot. So as he comes around that second turn, let's see as he goes through this third straightaway, looking pretty smooth, looking stylish, getting clean. Coming out of that last turn, the green helmet pops back up. As he gets down that last straightaway, we'll see what he's able to do. Coming across the line, he's going to put himself into that first place spot, 31.3, over half a second faster than his competition. And that's going to knock Yoshi and his friend Goose out of this hot seat and put things on. As we said, there's a light field here. Anyone could have come. These young riders decided to, and Nick Fox from New Zealand's one of those guys, and he found himself in the super final today. Incredible run for Nick, and he's going to see if he's able to follow in the footsteps of one of his role models, which is Mark Willers, one of his countrymen who's currently living in the US of A. And Nicholas Fox is going to have a good time as he's riding around this Abbotsford track here in his first super final style over that triple jump into that first turn. And he's going to come around looking pretty big, over jumps ever so slightly. That might not look like much, but as you can ask any of these riders, one little mistake on this track can affect your whole lap. And you see right now, it's going to put him back in that third time. So he's going to have the slowest time out of the 3 right now, but he's got an impressive run going, and consistency is going to be the key. So we'll see how Nick Fox is able to get down that last straightaway, moving his bike around all over the place. As he comes in, he's going to finish up in that third spot, and we'll see.
That's not as fast as he wanted to go, that's for sure.
We'll see how things come out. It's going to be Rezende, who's still in that hot seat. I'm not sure if you've ever seen a Brazilian drive a Zamboni before, but right now we'll get ready with another young New Zealander, Matthew Cameron, as he gets ready for things. And as you can see right there, lurking in the background, Mark Day's looking for a good run today. Right now it's going to be Cameron from New Zealand. He's going to have himself a nice little lap around the Abbotsford track here as he's getting ready to open things up down this second straightaway, looking pretty smooth. A little bit of a hang up right there is going to put him back into that second place spot. But as he said, this track leads for a lot of places to make up speed as well as lose it. Right now it looks like Matthew has a good lap going. Second part of the lap looks pretty consistent. He's going to be in that, I believe, in that third place spot. Let's see when he comes across the line. Yeah, he's going to be in third overall. Still, it's going to be Rezende from Brazil in the top spot. But as we said before, we saw lurking in the background Mike Day from the United States of America. No stranger to superfinals or time trials. He's one of those guys that's always been consistently good in these single rider laps as well as the race action. But right now we'll see how Mike Day is able to handle himself here as he gets ready for his superfinal time trial. Thumbs up, lights are ready, the gate's going to drop, and we'll see if Mike Day from the USA can have a fantastic ride. The gate goes down. It looked like Mike Day's going to have the fastest time at the bottom of the ramp. That's going to be that big man right there using his leverage, style, and speed as he gets through the first turn. Coming out of it, he's not going to get that green helmet, but we'll see how things pan out as he gets through the silky smooth section. Look at that incredible skills of bike handling master. Puts him back up into that second place overall. We'll see how he goes through this third straightaway. Looking pretty smooth. Might not look the fastest, but when he comes out of that last turn, he's going to be in the second place spot. So we'll see if he's able to make up any more time down this last straightaway. Pedaling to the line. It's going to be second place for Mike Day as he comes across the line. Ronaldo Rezende still going to be in the overall leader's seat. We still have 11 riders to go, so we'll see how things go, because next up is going to be one of the fan favorites, Connor McCormack from right here out of Canada. The fans are going to go wild. If you could see the stands, they're packed to maximum capacity for a Friday afternoon at a Supercross. So as we come down at the bottom of the ramp, Connor McCormack's going to have a pretty good run, hanging up right there ever so slightly, and that each one of those little ticks, when those riders hang up, take the time seconds off the clock and push them back. So we'll see if he's able to fight through it and get a better lap going, as he currently sits in that third place spot overall. A smooth rider, likes to push his bike around in the air. Unfortunately right there, he didn't push it enough over that jump, so we'll see how things pan out for him as he comes down that last straightaway. Manual action, nose bonks, will come around, he pushes at the line. He pushed it just not enough. He got into that second place spot, but Ronaldo's still going to be in that top seat on the hot seat for right now. Next up, it's going to be half of the Parliament, Barry Nobles from the United States of America, trading partner and buddies of the Temecula area, as he gets ready to put his DK bicycle down this track. You got to see it before from the point of view of the GoPro camera when his run. Let's see how it looks from the side right now. And Barry loves this track, loves to pedal, and loves to hit the big jumps. As you see it, Barry's one of those riders that fights off that reaction of the guy who looks fast isn't necessarily fast. He looks like he's all over the place, but Barry's under complete control and always loves to hit these big Supercross tracks, even when they're a little bit smaller than normal. But Barry still said he would have a lot of fun out here on the Abbotsford track, and we'll see how much fun he has at the finish line, because right now he doesn't have the fastest lap going, but he's still going to be excited with that third place finish as Barry comes across the line. Renato still in that top seat. Barry's going to go back, review the video, do some dartfish, and see where he can make time up, because he's one of those technical guys, and we'll see how things go up for him when we get head-to-head racing tomorrow. Next up, another incredible racer, Twan van Gent. He was an Olympic finalist just a few weeks ago in London at the games, and then he went on to win that Red Bull Revolution event. But right now it's all about the finals at the Supercross for 2012, and Twan's going to have himself a good run because he's confident about riding on this track, and that right there, that green helmet shows it as he comes out with the fastest time. I did see him hang up a little bit down this section, but right now he's got it perfectly wired. As he comes out, you can see almost a half a second faster than Renato. So we'll see how things pan out as he comes through this third straightaway, coming around, starts that incredible cranking. That green helmet pops up again. Almost a loop out. He pulled up so hard for that jump, but as he pulls across the line, it's all going to be worth it because he almost had a full second on Renato as he now moves into that hot seat, and he's going to keep that hot streak moving along. That's going to be Twan van Gent from the Netherlands, the Dutch Army. Man, one of the last soldiers in that army. A lot of those guys, unfortunately, have been hurt this year, but Twan's had an impressive year, actually coming back from injury himself, and it just shows the determination of the Dutch squad as they really have a lot of integrity and come back for this race. Speaking of integrity and tenacity, it's going to be Brian Kirkham from Australia, now living in the United States of America just for 3 short weeks. as he's lined up in the gate for this super final time trial to see how he can handle himself as he gets down this big ramp. Second fastest time at the bottom of the ramp. Brian Kirkham's looking pretty smooth. Right there you see that ever so slight hang up is going to cost him ever so dearly, but as he gets through this second straightaway, this will be the telltale. Looks to get around it pretty smooth, a little bit of a rainbow action, but he comes out of that turn 5th place. That's not where he wants to be, so he's going to attack this third straightaway, see if he's able to make up any time. Looks pretty good to right there, just another slight little hang up, and that's going to be able to put Brian not into that top spot, but he's going to wind up 4th overall, so he moved up just a little bit, but Twan Van Gent had an incredible time. Unfortunately for Brian, he didn't have the incredible lap that he desired, but as always, racing head-to-head race action tomorrow. As we get ready for our next rider, it's going to be Lane Van Ogle, another young gun from the United States of America. He lives relatively close to here, so he does get to ride on this track a little bit, but he doesn't have much experience on the Supercross track, so we'll see how things pan out for Lane as he comes off that hill. 7th place at 7th fastest speed at the bottom of that hill. Right there, a little bit of a case is going to put him back, but we'll see. This young rider, he's been one of those determined to do well, and right now it looks like he's got a good lap going, other than a couple little technical flaws, but he's going to stay in that 7th place spot. So we'll see if he's able to make up any time as he goes through this third straightaway. Looks right there, another little bobble. That's not going to help him in his quest to be better than 7th place, but we'll see as he's fighting it down to the last straightaway, comes across the line. He's going to stay consistent, keep it in 7th place. Unfortunately, that's not what he wanted, but consistency is the key to doing well in BMX racing. And right now, the guy who's done the best so far is right there, Twan Van Gent from the Netherlands. He's in that hot seat on the Zamboni, usually used to cool down the ice. Hopefully it's not going to cool down any of the race action or cool down this young guy, Anthony Dean, number 4. 4th place at the World Championships this year. An incredible run. Just missed out on the Olympic team, but you know what? He's just excited to be here and to be on the track. As he gets down that bottom of the ramp, he's going to have some funky chicken style as he gets down that first straightaway. Right there, a little bit of a case. That's not going to help him move up in the standings, but he is a strong and determined rider, so we'll see if he's able to make it up. Pretty stylish at times. Right there, that's not so much stylish because it looked a little sketchy or scary to me. I wouldn't say sketchy because he got over the jump fine, but as he gets through that third straightaway, a little bit of a pencil there. That's not going to be what he wants. Coming out of that last turn, he's really charging it up, getting down that last straightaway. That was incredible, that style. He crosses the line. He's going to be 2nd, so he definitely made up a lot of time and showed me I definitely don't know what I'm talking about. But Anthony Dean's one of those impressive riders, another young gun coming out of Australia, following the footsteps of some of the greats out of there. Howie Way, Wade Boots, Warwick Stevenson, Kalen Young, all those incredible riders. Next up, another incredible young Australian, Bodie Turner. He's one of the young guys in the development program in Australia, and we'll see how things turn out for him as he's unleashed on the gate with just 5 riders left. Bodie Turner is going to try his best to better out some of the top names in BMX, and he's one of those guys that loves to spin to win, and he's got style for miles, and he's got a Bieber goth haircut going, so the girls go crazy for him when he's off the track. But right now, Bodie Turner is going to be that incredible whip style. Might have whipped his back wheel right into the face of that jump. That's definitely not something that he wanted to do, but let's see if he's able to make it up with his aggressive style of riding. Pretty smooth right there. Unfortunately, that little bit of rolling is going to cost him. A couple little mistakes is definitely going to not be what he wanted, but it's going to help him learn. 10th place is where he's going to sit overall. Probably not what he wanted, but then again, he was in this is his first super final time trial. Someone's who's not a stranger to the super finals. It's going to be Corbin Sherraw from the United States of America, looking to avenge himself and have a victory here on this Supercross tour. Corbin really appreciates and looks forward to this race this weekend, and right now he's going to go out there and do his best as he's looking for a good victory in today's super final time trial as he comes around that first turn. Smooth styling right now, consistency, perfect landings on the backside of these jumps. Corbin's a very tactical and technical rider, and right now 4th place is where he isn't where he wants to be, but I believe he's going to move up because this third straightaway suits his riding style perfectly. He's going to come out last turn. Things look good as Corbin comes out. He moved up to that 3rd place spot. We'll see where he's able to come at the line. It's going to be 2nd place overall for Corbin Sherraw. Pretty impressive as 14 others have bested him so far with just 3 riders left. It's going to be incredible to see. But next up is the local hero, the young gun. This guy won on this track just 2 weeks or a week and a half ago with the Canadian National Championships in both the time trial and the super final. Right now, Tori Neuhog's going to try to do his best to beat these other 15 other riders out as Tori gets down. He's one of those incredibly talented riders, had a huge injury this year, fought back, fought all kinds of doctor recommendations, didn't think he would be healed in time to make that Olympic Games, and he did. Unfortunately, his day ended sooner than he wanted, but right now his day's looking good. He's sitting in that second place overall on that time trial with half of the track left. So as he comes out of that last turn, still second, but ever so slightly. We'll see. It's going to be a close battle at the line. Comes across. He is going to move into that top spot. So Tori Nyhag, in front of his hometown crowd, is going to knock Tuan Van Gent out of that leader seat and have himself a great run here on this track in Abbotsford. So congratulatory hug, but you know Tuan wanted to sit in that seat all the way to the end. So now it's going to come down to the top 2 riders in this overall series, with Connor Fields from the USA up next. You see that rainbow jersey. He's doing it for the World Championship title that he won earlier this year in Birmingham in the time trials. Behind him, Sam Willoughby, the world champion in the elite men. But right now, it's all about the super final. And Connor heads down that hill, second fastest at the bottom of the ramp. That's pretty impressive. Connor's not necessarily known for being the fastest guy at the bottom of the ramp, but he is known for the fastest guy out of the first turn. A lot of times when that green helmet pops up and his Yankee style comes around that turn, he comes out of it. It's going to put him back in that second place right now, but Connor's known to also have a finishing straightaway that's incredibly fast with his incredible training aspect. And there is that green helmet once again, so we'll see how Connor able to bump jump over that jump. Pretty impressive, pedaling all the way to the line, comes across into the third place spot, unlike something that Connor usually does, but third place is where he's going to sit right now behind Tori Nyhag and Tuan Van Gent. So Tori Nyhag's just waiting out for his teammate Sam Willoughby of Australia, as he's the last rider to go from today's action. So we'll see how Sam's able to do. As I said, there may be a little pressure because this points gap between Willoughby and Fields is ever so close, and it's all going to come down to who can do what. And today's the start of it, as there's points given out for the overall result. Sam Willoughby's confident, and he said he just has to go out and win the race and let the chips fall behind him. He can't control anything other than himself. And right now he said he wants to go out, win this super final time trial. He won the time trial, so let's see if he can be consistent and continue to do that as we get ready for the last rider of the day, and we wait for the gate call for Sam Willoughby. The gate goes down, and Sam has one of the slowest start reaction times, which doesn't mean anything. 9th fastest at the bottom of the hill, but incredibly fast, and you see it right there, that green helmet. So it's all about the power that's outputted down that first straightaway, and Sam Willoughby's one of the guys who can create some of the most power, but right there he loses a little bit. We'll see if he's able to gain it back. He's in that 3rd place overall. That's not where he wants to be. He wants to get ahead of Connor Fields to gain some points. That green helmet pops back out, so he definitely has done it. Let's see if he's able to do it all the way to the line. Comes across the line. He does have the fastest time of the day, and there is your victor of today's super final time trial. It's going to be Sam Willoughby with the fastest time, 30.3. That's the fastest time from today's run, and I believe that's a new track record set here at the Abbotsford track. This track has been here for a little bit of time, not that much, but right now it's the record, and that's all he needs to have at the end of the super final time trial. And that's what Sam Willoughby from Australia has just done, as he comes across the line with the fastest time for today, winning the Elite Men's Super Final Time Trial, putting him in perfect position for the overall title. As we said, he needed to gain some points on Connor Fields. Connor Fields is going to finish up 4th today, so that's going to give Sam Willoughby a little bit of an edge as going into tomorrow's race action, but anything can happen, and we hope you will tune in live all day to BMX Live, as we will show you that incredible race action tomorrow. That's going to start at about 1:30. There's your results for today. Those are your 9th through 16th place, as we said, with Sam Willoughby being the fastest rider out there on the track, as well as Caroline Buchanan. So it looks like Aussie rules once again here on the UCI BMX Elite Supercross circuit. All brought to you by Liat, Troy Lee Designs, GoPro, Oakley, Red Bull, and a host of other sponsors that have just been an incredible season. That's going to be your final, super final for this 2012 season as we get ready for the race action, head-to-head race action tomorrow. The fans can't just be besides themselves. You see them as they get up there. Just ever so happy to see such incredible race action here in the Abbotsford, Canada track. As we get ready, we're going to hear a word from today's Elite Men's Super Final Time Trialist winner,
Unbelievable action.
which is Mr. Sam Willoughby.
Now we have our top 16 going head-to-head tomorrow. A series of different heats, and they're going to be banging bars, 8 wide, elbow to elbow. It's called Supercross for a reason, because they're going to be rubbing elbows.
So just letting Sam just doing a little bit of a cool down ride. We'll get a word with him here in just a few moments. So I said tomorrow we will have all of the race action live for you here on BMX Live TV, showing you all of the qualifying runs for the elite men, elite women, all the way down to the award ceremony. And here we get a
on
word
the
from
finish
Sam
line
Willoughby.
in Abbotsford, the time trial winner, Sam Willoughby. Sam, super fast, nearly under 30 seconds here this afternoon.
Yeah, I mean, time trials haven't really been my strength all year, but relaxed a little bit today and had 2 good laps, so pretty excited to come out with a super final win, first one of the year. So now it goes on to tomorrow in the racing.
Just having a look at the time splits there, Tori Nihog super fast in that second straight. You pulled it back in the rhythm sections, a nice strong finish for you. Super happy as well because Tori in second, which means you gained some points on Connor Fields.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, when I got here, all I could do is come here and try and win the race. I wasn't in a position where, well, now it's in a position whoever beat 2, but so I did my first step of the job, and now we'll try and do it tomorrow.
Sam, the course is different from what you've been racing this year. It's more compact, a little bit more technical. Tomorrow, 8 men side by side. There's going to be a lot of traffic. It's going to be exciting racing.
Absolutely. You know, the second straight's really hard, it's steep, and it's going to be a test to see who can control it through there. And I think there'll be a lot of mistakes made, and hopefully I can be the guy that doesn't make them.
There you have it, Sam Willoughby from Australia, your winner here in Abbotsford in the time trial and your 2012 world champion. Sam, congratulations, good luck.
There you hear it from Sam Willoughby, today's winner of the Superfinal time trial. And as we said, tomorrow's race action is going to be incredible as they're going to go head-to-head for that overall finish in tomorrow's race as well as the overall points lead. And that's going to be some great racing here, all brought to you live on BMX Live TV. I would like to thank you for all the fans who are tuning in today, checking it out. Tomorrow, I'll have Samantha Cools in with myself, Pete Dylewski, as we will have all the race action to you live, and we will... But before we get to all that, we're going to give you an insight from one of the locals here, Tori Nihog, as we're going to get a quick word in with him to see how things are going and see how his day went out as he wound up very well in today's overall title.
So we managed to track down Tori Nihog. Tori, what a great race. Super close. Sam Willoughby just edging out there.
Yeah, you know, my first lap wasn't too strong, and I wanted to come in the super final and get a clean lap, and I really wanted to win it, but Sam had a great lap, and, you know, congrats to him. It's going to be great racing tomorrow.
Tori racing in front of a home crowd here in Abbotsford, the first Supercross track for you guys. This is only going to lift the level of Canadian BMX Supercross racing.
Yeah, definitely. We have such a bright future with Canadian BMX. There's so many fast little kids now, and to end the season off at home with such a great crowd behind all of us is amazing, and I can't wait for tomorrow.
Tori, let's just talk about going into tomorrow. Obviously, David Herman not making it through to the time trial finals today. That's going to put you super close to him now, and it's all to play for tomorrow. If you both make the final, it's going to be crazy for 3rd and 4th in the overall in the World Cup standings.
Yeah, you know, it's pretty close coming into this race, and I'm not really thinking about the points. I just want to go tomorrow and control what I can control and race how I can, and, you know, whatever I end up, and I'm going to be proud of myself.
A word for the Canadian fans out there around the world and in the stands to come out tomorrow and support.
Yeah, thanks so much for coming out and supporting us. This is huge for us to have a World Cup in Canada, and especially the World Cup finals after the Olympics. So hope you guys enjoy the racing tomorrow, and have a good weekend.
There you have it, Tori Nihog, second in the time trial this afternoon. Watch him tomorrow. It's going to get crazy.
All right, fans, there you heard it from Tori, and I think hopefully we got you entertained. I know I was entertained today by Kalen Young while I was reading his Twitter timeline, and you should all follow him, fans, if you're really interested to hear what Kalen has to say. Exciting to see that some of the world's top riders who aren't here this weekend are watching and following on Twitter, so you can do so as well. Get on there, check out all the race action. But tomorrow is going to be an incredible day, and we hope you tune in live here on BMX Live TV. Pete Dylewski, like to thank you all for tuning in, and see you tomorrow.